Hello again.
Welcome back to Big Rig Living. We're your friends, Randy.
And I'm Olive.
And today's topic is going to be accidents. What can you tell us about accidents out here on the highway in the open road?
Okay, well, let us first start by talking about the way four-wheelers drive around trucks.
Now, when you say four-wheelers, you're talking about
I'm talking about cars and pickup trucks and the whole 9 yards. Four wheels, okay? What happens out here, you know, I always said that the DMV should put somewhere in the, or whenever the school teaches a teenager how to drive, or anybody how to drive, and takes them out in the road, one of the things they should teach them is when they're doing the book study is you need to respect trucks, and you need to stay away or not drive around trucks all the time, you know. And that, I notice a lot of people, they have a hard time merging. They have a hard time, I don't know what it is. It's when they're driving past you, right? You'll see them coming up on the side of you, and it's probably psychological. They'll get up to the side of you, and all of a sudden their foot's going to come off the accelerator, and then they'll stay driving the same speed you're driving. Although you know that they started passing you and they're coming, but all of a sudden it's like they slow down, they're going the same side of the truck, and you look in there, get from the side of me, get off from the side. Also, too, you need to know that there are blind spots on the right-hand side of the truck. Stay out of those zones. Trucks turn, they'll always tell you, if you're going to pass a truck, pass on the left-hand side. That's the passing lane, the left lane.
Right, if they can't see you, if a trucker can't see you, if you can't see a trucker
them
in the mirror, they can't see you.
They can't see you.
Right.
So,
don't follow too close
don't
behind.
follow too close. What is it with four-wheelers following too close?
I
It's
don't
like
know. Especially minivans. They
has
love
something to do
creep
with the
up.
drag. I think it has something to do with the drag of the truck.
Let's talk about drag, because if you get too close to a truck and it hits the back and it stops abruptly, you will be drugged under the back of that DOT bar, which is that little, well, not little, but that bar at the bottom of the trailer. That does not move. Your truck, your car, whatever, will get pinned under there, and you can get seriously drugged or even hurt by crashing into the back of that truck. So everybody, seriously, I know everybody, has a lot of attitude about it, but back off of trucks. Stop tailgating them, because you have no idea what they are seeing.
You can't even see.
Right. You have no idea what that trucker is seeing or what they have to respond to. And once they hit those brakes, you're not going to have any escape route because you're so close. What's mind-numbing to me is how people drive so close that truckers can't even see the headlights of the cars behind them. I know a lot of times some people feel safe driving on dark highways behind trucks because, the truck light is really illuminating whatever. If you are going to be doing that or driving with a truck, it's better for you to be on the side of them, because then you can see the highway in front of you. And shadowing a truck is one thing, but when you're right behind them, that is seriously a danger for you and whoever's in the vehicle with you. So just a word of advice, public service announcement, please just back off. Give them a space of at least a car length between you and the back of that truck.
Well, actually, they're supposed to be, if they're going 60 miles an hour, they're supposed to be 6 car lengths behind the truck. If you're going 50 miles an hour, you're supposed to be 5 car lengths behind the truck, right?
Well, that's for us as truckers, but
that's for everybody. That's what I learned when I was studying.
No, that's for the truckers.
Oh.
The civilians out there.
Well, I knew that before I started trucking. So
the civilians out there need to understand to give a truck at least a whole car length to understand and be able to adjust. That margin of safety needs to be there. So if they do stop, if that truck does stop, you will be able to stop with them with enough space that you won't slam into the back of their DOT. And that's the whole point. That's what we're putting out here. But what we're going to do is we're going to describe or talk about some accidents that we've seen to hopefully make people aware of what they are doing or what is being done out here that should be avoided and should not be done. So Olive's going to give her example and I'm going to give mine. I
was traveling through Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and I was in the center lane. I was paying attention to the road. I was not speeding. I actually was going less than the posted speed limit. And there was a car in the hammer lane, which is the left lane. They call it the hammer lane because everybody like hammers down, goes fast. And there was a car on the granny lane, which was on the right side of the truck.
The slow lane.
The slow lane. Why they call it granny? Granny can't walk too fast. So anyhow, it was like I saw the picture in my mind before he even did it. So I'm inching over, and I was like, there's a certain length that we're supposed to stay behind vehicles. So I started backing off of him because he was getting over in my lane. And I thought he was going to get over and stay in my lane, but he kept on going. And this boy, or whoever he was, or she was, did not stop and check to see if anybody was in the granny lane. They went from their lane to my lane to the right-hand lane, thereby hitting the car that was in the right-hand lane, bounced back in my lane, went back, hit the car, and then the car turned, what's that, like across my lane?
To where the driver...
To where the
was closest to us.
Right.
Vehicle facing this way, front of the car this way, but the driver was facing us. And so...
the driver was looking at me through the mirror, yeah.
So our grill was basically right there where
if I was not paying attention, right. So please be observant, check your mirrors, turn your head, whatever it is, before you change lanes. Another thing too, driving in the when you're getting ready to pass a truck, as I said before, pass in the left-hand lane. If it's possible, if you're going to pass on the right-hand side, if you have to pass on the right-hand side, please be careful and get going, like get off the side of the truck as soon as you can. There's a lot of drivers out there that's very impatient, and a truck driver will get over, if it's possible, to allow another car or a truck to merge, because sometimes people are very afraid of merging, like nervous when it comes to merging. They'll slow down, they'll speed up or whatever. So what we do, courtesy, if it's clear in our left lane, we'll move over to allow you to come on with no problems. Well, then,
it's not always.
Once we do that, please don't stay on the side of us. We need to come back over.
Right. And that whole merging thing, that courteous moving out of the lane that we're in to let you in, we're not always capable of doing that, because what you might not see merging on our right is that we may have a vehicle or a couple of vehicles on our left that we can't move over on. So the idea, and what I was taught, was you merge at the speed of traffic, and if you're not able to do that, then you back off to let others go ahead, and you get in, like we always say, get in where you fit in. So don't challenge the truck for pole position, just roll with it, and if you see they're going faster than you, then let off the gas. It's that simple, and get behind them. I don't know why everybody's so worried about being behind a truck. You're always able to go around. And what's more is, remember that a truck is not a Ferrari, so it's not going to be able to speed up for you, you know, to move out of your way. You understand what you're seeing. You know what a truck's speed is. If they're blaring down the highway, then get out of their way. Just merge at the speed of traffic so that you can get in where you can safely.
You had an incident that happened in Texas, didn't you?
Yes. So there was a truck that had pulled ahead of me. It was on my left-hand side, pulled ahead of me, and got in front of me. So I'm like, okay, I'm rolling along with him. We're traveling 65 miles an hour. It seemed like he slowed down a little bit, and there were a couple of cars that got in front of me. So I'm like, okay. But as we started going further down, the cars got out of the way, and the truck slowed down a little bit more. It was a flatbed, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? You know, and I thought to go around him on the left-hand side. Everybody was really packed on my right, and I was like, I probably shouldn't. But to be perfectly honest, I was getting a little bit agitated, and I didn't know what this guy was doing. And I'm slowing down. And then just as I thought, I should just go ahead and take it on the left, I was like, no. A voice told me, no, don't go around him. Just relax. And I was like, okay. I wasn't going to be a hard head about it. And I was like, okay. In my mind, I was picturing myself going around this guy. And no sooner had my imaginary self gone around him, his tire blew. And I mean, it was such a serious thing that the tire came off the rim, went into the grass median, and rolled to the other side of traffic, the oncoming traffic from the other lane. Then the rim flew off as well and ended up going into the grass median. Now, if I had been on the side of him, that tire would have went under my truck. That rim would have just destroyed, shredded something under there. The very least, my tire, my right side trailer tire. And then who knows what damage it would have caused to my axle with that rim, So I was very grateful for that. That particular incident could have been due to whatever things, whether that driver knew that something was wrong, or maybe it's something he didn't see during an inspection or didn't do an inspection. I don't know. But, I'm very grateful that situation didn't happen. Another one that I want to point out with that situation right there, I'm not sure whether or not that was preventable or not. I'm just citing the fact that happened. But another one was, I was in South Carolina, I believe, right after a snowstorm, and myself and about 3 other trucks were coming down this hill, and unfortunately it looked like somebody had come on the on-ramp and had gotten hit, probably by a truck, because the damage that we saw, it looked like something serious hit this car. Long story short, the gentleman hit the concrete barriers in the middle, bounced back into the highway. So we 3 trucks are coming down this highway, and we see nothing in front of us, because a lot of these highways are really pitch black and dark. And I'm hoping to God some president or somebody in Department of Transportation start lighting up these highways so we can see what's going on out here. That's another story. That's another situation. At any rate, so the gentleman is sitting in the middle of the highway. It's pitch black out there. Unfortunately, his battery was down by his driver's side, front tire. So there was no electrical lights or anything on. And the truck in front of me hit him. And we didn't see anything until the last minute. I can attest for that, because when I saw him hit the person, it was just like his lights had just illuminated that there was a vehicle there, and he hit him full force. And it was the saddest thing in the whole wide world, I'm telling you. So, it still shakes me up. All I can tell any of our viewers or whatever is be very, very careful. Make sure that you are seen by truckers. Make sure that you are aware of your spacing around trucks. I don't know all the parameters or the details about this last accident that I'm telling you about. We can imagine anything. Maybe he came on the highway too fast. Maybe the trucker didn't see him when he came in and merged too quickly in that particular lane. Maybe he came in as the truck was coming and hit him. I don't know. All I know is what we saw when we 3 trucks were coming down there, where he was positioned in the highway, and he was perpendicular to the lanes that we were traveling in, which ultimately, contributed to his passing. So, just doing our best right now to try and let you know what's real out here, and we will always do our best to try and keep it real with you all, because we want people to understand, the things that they can do to keep themselves safe out here. Because it's as traumatic for us as truck drivers as it is for anybody to see what's going on.
As a truck driver, you don't want to have that on your conscience for the rest of your life, taking somebody's life.
Because you can't get that out your mind. And what's more is, what you don't understand is, we are the first responders. We're the one on the scene. We're the one in the accident, or we're the one coming up on the accident. We are the first responders. We're the ones putting out the flares. We're the ones calling for emergency response to come. In that particular situation that I told you about, it was a good 25 minutes before the first paramedic even got there. We had flares out and we're redirecting traffic, but we're looking at this gentleman that just passed. You understand what I'm saying? So we're just telling you as best as we can the things that you as, as she says, four-wheeler drivers or any other, commuters out there can do to help keep yourself safe from the viewpoint of a trucker?
I would like to say something to our fellow truck drivers out there. Please slow down.
Yes.
Please slow down and drive for weather conditions. I am one that would slow down to 25 miles an hour if I have to, or even lower, to get through a storm, or I would park. Most of the times I slow down to get to a safe place to park. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I see fellow truck drivers doing 70 on passing me because I guess they feel I'm going too slow. And it's snowing, it's icy, or it's
Rain.
like buckets of rain coming down
At night, when
At
you can
night.
barely see, you can't even see the lines.
So to our fellow truck drivers, please slow down, because the life you save might be your own.
Right. So thank you everybody for tuning in to Big Rig Living. We look forward to being able to give you further content. We hope that we're providing good content for you, and we look forward to talking to you or seeing you again. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.